Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I know I already posted today, but I did a formal Divine Masculine read and I had to post it for you because it has the Lovers and the Two of Cups in this read. And it was very beautiful, and I just got another beautiful message in my meditation, so I had to bring it to you. It's not a real long reading, but it is a full one like I usually do. We have the SIRIAN Starseed deck as the main cards, along with the other clarifiers, the Rider-Waite Mini, the Universal Golden Tarot, the Gilded Tarot, the Tarot Sexual Magic, the Numerology deck, Romance Angels, and then, what did I miss? Anything? I think that's it. And if it doesn't go too long, I might even pull some Oracle cards again. So right just now as I meditated, and it only took a moment for the message to come in, it was very cool. I saw like an elephant man, like it was part elephant, part man, but I couldn't figure out how it was put together because it looked like all of the pieces were disjointed. And then I realized it was because it was an elephant, but the trunk and the eyes were on the butt of the elephant. So it was like all the parts of the elephant were in the wrong place. And then all of a sudden, once I got that message, the elephant swung around and was its normal elephant with it, you know, trumpeting up in the air for me. And I was getting the message literally for the elephant to take its trunk out of its butt and, you know, and get it together, which was really funny. But then the elephant came to me. And when I saw the elephant, even when it was disjointed, it was a very wise old elephant, right? It was just like disjointed and kind of out of whack. So, you know, the funny way of saying it was to, you know, pull your trunk out of your butt, you know, and get your act together. But it was really just about, you know, the journey and how difficult it is and trying to put the pieces of the puzzle back together. And as the elephant walked up to me, I wasn't sure what it was going to do. And the elephant for me is very significant because when I was young, there was 5 of us kids and I was the only one who was a little bit chubby. And so my brother used to tease me and he would trumpet like an elephant to call me because I was the elephant, right? So as the elephant came up to me, very slowly and carefully, and with their trunk raised, brought their trunk down onto my head and literally blessed me, but as opposed to across, they blessed me from the top of my head and came down to my face and then went around in circles like an energy wave, like a chakra, like placing the power here. So it was a really beautiful message. So I wanted to pass that on to you. That was the message for you. And the message today, okay, so it's still the 26th. I already talked to you today on the 26th of the Page of Wands, and the day added up to the 49 today, which is the Get Your Wish card, the 9 of Cups. So very young and fresh and independent energy, right? Being satisfied with yourself, even being inspired. So one step past being satisfied with yourself is actually being inspired. So the masculine for this read was at 1:37 to 38 this afternoon. 1 is the Magician, and then we have 37 to 38, which is the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So how beautiful that they came up together for the time. Just before the read, I was putting some clarifiers down over the Lovers. So the Lovers card is in the environment of the masculine, and it was completely covered with clarifiers, which, you know, I always hate that card covered, not only because it's the Lovers, but because it's all rainbow colors, so it really looks pretty when you see it. But as I was covering that, I was literally getting chapter closed, okay? Because the Lovers in the read is reversed, but the Two of Cups is upright. So this has to do with closing a chapter, either in the past between you and your twin or in the relationship that they're in. And also, as I was putting the initial clarifiers down, actually, the Judgment card covered it, was ALS. So lupus may be coming up for someone. That may be a specific message for someone. And maybe someone feeling judged for having lupus. All right, so the read done at 1:37 to 38. And the magic that will be made between the King and Queen of Cups. The major arcana here were Reason, which is like the Emperor, Transition, like the Death card, Luna, the Moon, the Tower, Justice, Strength, and the Lovers card. And then after the read, also the Guidance card, which is like the Hierophant, and alchemy, which is like the Temperance card came up. So again, I just said that we had a lot of major arcana for the feminine, and now there's a lot of major arcana for the masculine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 within the base read, and then 2 more after the read. All right, so 7 and 9 major arcana, which is a lot. So also, since there were so many major arcana, there wasn't a lot in the suits. So we only had 1 sword, 1 cup, 1 wand, and 1 pentacle. 11, 11. And the only court card in the read was the King of Swords. The Knight of Wands did come up before the read, but it wasn't in the main part of the read. But that was it. The King of Swords and then the Knight of Wands prior to the read. And the numbers that came up and the code line were all about self-discipline and teaching and learning for the masculine. We had double 8s, but more so than the double 8s was coming up 1, 2, 4, and 8, which paralleled with that meditation that I just told you about this past week that I really love. It's a regeneration. Regenerative spiritual reset. One second. Okay, and it's from Metaverse Music. And after that initial title, it has 111, right? So you know the hertzes that they list. This one has 111, 222, 444, and 888 hertz, and it starts out regenerative spiritual reset. And after the numbers, it says deep healing meditation if you want to do it. But I've been doing it a lot lately because it's really taking me right into meditation. So my numbers came up 1, 2, 4, and 8, which is the same as the meditation, the 1, 2, 4, and 8. And now we have 11, 11, and the code line added up to 11 with 8, 2, and 1, which is the masculine of the 1, the 2 of the feminine, and the 8 of the dance within the masculine and feminine. So it's very much with the 11, 11 of the masculine and feminine coming together. So regarding self-discipline and teaching and learning, besides the 11 and 11, 11 that came up in the 1, 2, and 8, and 4, and of course that's the masculine and the feminine, the 4 is the union card, the 4 of wands, and then the 8, of course, is the dance and the infinity. We also had 12, which is the hangman and wisdom, also Jesus on the cross. The 24 of the end of karma, it's the omega, and the queen of wands. And the 48 is the 8 of cups, walking away and within, when there's something missing, right? Going out and finding it. And then 88 also came up, like I told you, which is the masculine and feminine, both integrated and dancing within their own masculine and feminine, standing side by side, which then turns sideways and becomes the infinity. Okay, so those are the numbers. And around self-discipline and teaching and learning, the message was very cool today. So there's a lot of slight variations of this message, but they were all about the same type of thing. The 2 T's came up together, which can be temper tantrum, but it also is pi for me, because if you put 2 T's together, it becomes pi. And also the after death of Jesus on the cross again, because we're in the Jesus and Mary Magdalene template. So that's coming up again. Also the EIG, which is the Euro-India Gateway. For me, that's code for a bridge. And then the 8 comes up with the 0. And then the 2 of chalices, or the 2 of cups. In the divine acing of the F to the nth degree. So F has a few meanings there, and I'm sure you have your own free license to think about what that might be. And also I was getting the little expression, like instead of saying to F off, it's saying to ace off. Divine ace off, like a cook off or something. This is an ace off because ace is unity, it's 1. So it was coming up, this code message around self-discipline and teaching and learning. After death, the pi. And when I drew pi, I was getting the curved roof, like you see in Thailand or in the Orient, those curved roofs where they're actually concave. That was coming up on pi, being the bridge, right? That concave roof over pi, the support level, the bridge or gateway of the 8 and the 0, which indicates one twin integrated and dancing and the other one not centered, right? They're human, but they're not centered yet. And then the 2 of cups of coming together of the soulmates, one helping the other. In the divine 1 of 6, as the temperature rises exponentially. So we had the temper tantrum, which confirms that temper rising exponentially. And when I was looking at the bridge, I was getting the suspension bridge with the curved roof over pi. So in the after death tantrum or pi, the need to center yourself, the bridge or the gateway, the suspension bridge, which is very fragile, right? Because a suspension bridge isn't braced. You know, it flows with your walk. It's not just a stationary bridge. So it goes with the flow, right? Goes with your weight. But also it can be a little scary, right, to navigate. So the after-death need to center the pi, and also we're talking about Thanksgiving and pi, and temper tantrums at Thanksgiving, bridging and the gateway along the suspension bridge of the 8 of the dance of the masculine and feminine within, and then this being able to see with one eye open what needs to be centered within you. The divvy or the divvying up, of course, of Thanksgiving and the pie, right? Because you always divvy the pie up into pieces. And there's that elephant reference too, in pieces and coming back together, putting the quilt back together. That reference has come up for me as well. But the divine, the 2 of cups, the soulmates, the twin flames, the 1-to-1, where you need to help each other out sometimes in the dance. In the divine ace off, or also having faith was coming up. So the F, there was a space and then TH, so sometimes that's a code for me to fill in the blanks. So F blank TH for me is faith. So to dance and to help center the second one, whichever one of you isn't centered at that moment. And also when I filled in faith, I realized, the F was there already, and for me that represents the temperature rising, and the TH is to the nth degree. So you have to add the A and the I, which is the 1 and the 9, the 2 ends of the coin, which I just referenced earlier, right? The polarized ends of the union. And the need for self-discipline and teaching and learning, right? To help each other out with each other's strong suits and weak suits, because that's where you polarize. The things that you're moderate at, that's where you bond. That's where you fuse, actually. So, and Spirit's connecting with me on that. So the security and support of toggling up to bridge, root 80, we'll call it, and 80 happens to be my destiny number too, so that's cool. So it's the 8 supported by source energy. In the 2 of cups, the one-on-one relationship, centering self, and the divine acing of the F. So F means the temperature, right? The temperature, the breaking point or the boiling point of the masculine versus the feminine within each of you, and the temperature rising in the faith and the lovers. And of course, all know what F means other than that, right? But it all relates. The self-discipline and the teaching and learning when coming together as the temperatures rise. After death needs help centering self. How do we feel after Thanksgiving dinner? You want to die because you ate so much. After death, needing help centering self with the 2 of cups, undivided, with attention to acing that F, the rise in temperature, the making love, the lovers, and having faith. The after-death pie, the actual pie at Thanksgiving, the need for self-discipline to bridge the gap of the 8 and the 0 and the 2 of chalices, the 2 cups coming together at 0 point in the dance. Oh, that's very cool. I wasn't seeing that before. Right? So the 2, the one-on-one relationship coming together at 0 point, the 0, this is coming backwards, to the 8, to the dance within. And I was getting that the divine acing of the faith, the F, the temperature, the rising and the lovers, is equal to divine grace. So literally, hieros gamos, they're calling all of these things as well as divine grace. But that you need self-discipline and teaching and learning on board between you in order to get to this place. And Spirit's connecting with me right now. The 8 of the dance, the 0 to be human, the 2 is to use your higher self connection to bring each other joy in relations. And then after that, and this I wrote down before the elephant meditation, I hadn't seen that yet, but after all this stuff came up, I received a message for you guys as a Thanksgiving blessing to the twins from Source or Prime Creator, or however you call the Source, God energy. That this message that I brought you just now in the code was all about literally coming together in physical union, and that this was a Thanksgiving blessing to the twins from Source. All right, so we start out here with Reason, or the Emperor, with the Knight of Wands upright, the Three of Swords upright, the Ten of Wands upright, and the Eight of Pentacles upright, all here. So you have the Knight of Wands, and then here is the Three of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles. So that was interesting too. Spreading out the different elements. Well, the cups are missing there, but the Reason, or the Emperor, would have to be in place of the cup. So the Emperor, who is Reason, the man of reason, passionately moving to separate, to get work done and align with desires without overworking. The Queen of Wands suddenly, the Knight of Wands rushing in, or an explosion between them, the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands, they're both upright, an eruption, event, or epiphany between them, holding back new life and or money, stuck in emotions without peace, world upside down, incomplete, and burdened by frustration and or third energy, creative and sexual blocks. The Queen of Wands with their world turned around, drama being a burden, and the King of, or the Knight of Wands with third energy, all he thinks about, with sex on the brain. The Queen of Swords speaking her truth, strong, or about Leo and ego, tempering the beast, as the Page of Pentacles, student or opportunity, or a small loan perhaps, free to leap. Someone is free, that Page of Pentacles, is free to leap to prison of resistance with conditions on love, anxiety and fear of change, emotionally detached, drinking, emotionally detached or depressed and or manipulative here with the King of Cups reversed. Or the Queen of Swords is speaking of Leo and their butt sticking out, or the left butt of the perpetual student or opportunity or child free to imprison themselves and not change or be like their father, the King of Cups reversed. The King of Swords reversed is out with the King of Wands reversed, behind and unaware or in need of clarity or more information to end chaos or war, broken, breakdown, travel or move issues, delays or cancellations, or the King of Swords reversed and the King of Wands reversed, stuck at Thanksgiving together for hours, or stuck with the Emperor and the King of Cups reversed for hours. So the two of them are okay with each other, but they're not okay with being stuck with the older guys, the King of Cups reversed and the Emperor. Reunion is out in the open, holding back feelings and energy exchanges and passions, choosing a new path, the masculine, looking back or going back to get over the loss and regret. To let go of the third baton, and this was at 222, by the way, and go over his fears. And of course, I always reference the third baton as the third baton in the relay race. You know, it's like staying at the Y at the road. When you hold on to the baton, the other runner's going to go down until you let go. And if you let go, you can either finish the race or you can stop the race and start over with something different. It's just not being afraid of change, to get over their fears. A date or meal, perhaps, to review and let go. A romantic tie from the past returns to release it for good. Or footsie under the table and looking back at flame always being on his mind in his field and thinking twice about others when no offer was made and flame discarded but was always there, just the same. The reunion of twins holding back passions to look back and get over the past. Spiritual partnership comes up as number 27, which is the Ace of Wands. And below that was moderation, number 14, which is the Temperance card. 27, Ace of Wands, third energy. 14, the angels. The third energy of the angels, okay? And learning self-discipline in order to moderate the energy between you. Synchronicities out and seen of the sovereign as the chariot approached and the empress reversed with message of love, or kids picking up mom or grandma for the holidays. The youngest child, new love or love message or puppy love of the Emperor and King of Cups reversed in breakdown or car issues and getting over it. All of it for spiritual partnership. Okay, So it could be a lot of situations there with the child, because we definitely have Thanksgiving here with all the relatives coming into town. There's definitely the energy of parents and children, as well as grandparents. I'm getting like kids going out to pick up their grandparents, but it doesn't have to be. It can be a parent or an aunt or uncle or something like that. It's definitely coming up a lot of masculine energy here, though. But definitely needing to get over all of the issues, whatever happens, on the journey. When cars break down, what have we learned to do? So we don't freak out about it. We go with the flow, right? There's always a reason for things. And getting over it, all of it, for spiritual partnership. So the masculine preparing himself for union. And the third energy. The emperor with inner child as well, with conditions on love due to brokenness and need to get over the past and self for this spiritual partnership. The Page of Cups child shows parents or grandparents what love is. An offer of love from a child may cause a grown man to cry, right? From out of the mouths of babes. And recently is the Eight of Swords, the prison, the anxiety, or the Queen of Swords speaks about sneakiness and coming clean and surrender as he chooses a new path, the left of surrender, near death of lovers, the breakup taking forever to end. With the Page of Pentacles, child, student, opportunity, or invitation, the foundation for the masculine is the Luna, or moon, upright at night, illumination of move, or ending marriage, with an offer of truth to their destiny for good fortune, of issues at work and or third party, and letting go of attachments that no longer serve him. The central energy here is the transition card, the death card, but it's reversed, resisting the changes or the portal, or going through the portal, but stalling at the gate. The Two Cups, the soulmates, walking away from injustice, or Libra reversed, not sharing, in debt, or having dealt with being scammed, separation, and challenged by the Two of Cups, working to align with the Magician, the manifestation, to let go of dysfunctional family and or money or financial issues. The Devil and or Capricorn, thriving on conflict, fighting, games, and starting over, but not settling this time, overwhelmed by patient angel, taking one step at a time after having been dumped. The King of Swords reversed, the Wounded Warrior reversed, in surrender of the Queen of Pentacles upright and the Queen of Cups reversed at work. The Queen of Pentacles upright's coming up as angel, and the Queen of Cups reversed at work. The Hierophant reversed in a divorce or just their spirituality, with Taurus reversed manifesting starting over without the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family or large institution. The Knight of Wands could be a horny devil rushing in and away from the Ten of Cups reversed. So now we have both families, the Montagues and the Capulets, the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, both reversed, which means it's completely done the cycle. Stuck in emotions without peace. New passion, creativity, and growth coming from a final judgment, announcement, or call to action. Now, crowning for the masculine is the Tower, upright, in full power. Unhappy King of Pentacles reversed, possibly arrogant with a big head, or epiphanies in their awakening, holding on to saving, to dump, purge, cry, and walk away from a Page of Cups, or a message of love, while suffering in silence and being strong, or Leo and or ego, and kids are shocked. And that was at 248. So here we have the 2, right? The 2, 4, and 8 again. 2 is the High Priestess. 48 is that Eight of Cups of walking away and within to find the missing piece. Sudden event, explosion, eruption, or epiphany, or a whole house comes tumbling down as the Hermit is missing the flame and the King of Swords suddenly surrendering. The Capricorn, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Sagittarius here. Third party, big love through work. Hermit surrendering. And the Queen of Pentacles upright, the Queen of Cups reversed, exposing all of the Knight of Cups offering love to the enemy, standing in their truth, taking no prisoners. The Nightmare of the Queen of Cups reversed, and the Page of Wands reversed, who's uninspired or frustrated, not sharing mistakes in deliberating or poor judgment that was used. Dumped, divorce, or starting over in love, injustice of being dumped by Taurus or Libra, the Knight of Swords reversed, and the King of Wands upright, and the Knight of Cups upright, all unhappy, family without peace. I'm sorry, it wasn't King of Wands, it was actually Knight. They were all 3 knights. The Knight of Swords reversed, the Knight of Wands upright and the Knight of Cups upright. So the only one reversed was the Knight of Swords. But it's coming up like they can be 3 kids or 3 brothers of the masculine, all in the family, but all unhappy family without peace. And like him wanting to go away from that. But soon is injustice or deliberations or Libra reversed, that Justice card, and separation, heartbreak, stubborn or out of work or just being still, not using their intuition, or the secret is out about Virgo, Gemini, Aries. The secret out about, I'm sorry, I read the wrong line. The secret out about rejection, vulnerability, or spoiled child in or of divorce. So that can be a child or an adult. Virgo, Gemini, Aries, Capricorn, and Pisces, Taurus, and Libra all came up right here. The journey or good news of arousal or excited and suffering, stressed out, nightmares, and purging it out with the Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn, or Devil, conflicted or playing games. And maybe that's how the masculine perceives them. The Empress reversed, Hermit upright, and Emperor upright, with Hermit shedding light on the Empress reversed, and Taurus, Virgo, Aries bridging the blocks. Empress reversed being stubborn or refusing to work, with the Hermit between the Emperor and the Empress being reversed. The masculine sees himself as the tiger, chomping at the bit, with the eye on the prize, free to leap away from the group or gathering. So maybe he's planning on sneaking out of Thanksgiving, getting over loss and regret and change, letting go of that third baton in the race. A negative past, childhood, or difficult kids, or the past returns to clear the slate. Not expressing and holding back feelings and passions, feeling abandoned or out in the cold, sent inside forever. Never seeing no one nice again. I don't know if I'm on the right key, but like you. All right, so anyway, you know what song what is the song? Sent inside forever, never seeing no one nice again like you. So anyway, and I'm losing my voice just a little bit, so there may be some masculines who are a little bit shy about singing. But that was coming up. All right, so feeling sent inside forever, right? In the meditation, in the journey, feeling like you're stuck in there forever, never seeing no one nice again like you. Calling in your soulmate, keeping an open mind. For the masculines, love yourself first and free yourself. Don't fence me in, and flirt. Around the divine masculine or how he is seen, the lovers reversed in breakup or no physical affection. The worst is over at night with good news and leading the way with attention to prisoner, holding on to ground, save, and be moderate, and spreading the word. The worst is over for the prisoner, the hostage of thoughts, at night being moderate and going out and now spreading the word. The masculine needs to clear his blocks about the Ace of Wands reverse, that third energy, and controlling it, and the frustration revolving around it, and reaping rewards of dreams come true in going for the gold, in teaching and learning and self-discipline, but even more so, the parenting card comes up because it's about parenting himself. The Ten of Pentacles reversed, fantasy, and harsh truth come out, right? Because Ten of Pentacles reversed is not a fantasy. So the fantasy is over with the Ten of Pentacles reversed. That family cycle ends, and it can be a financial cycle as well. And the harsh truth is out at 309, the Empress and the Hermit. The Divine Masculine's heart, which is the Bat Cave in the SIRIAN Starseed deck, which is the final card of the read here, looking back at the Hierophant reversed and the Empress reversed, as he's looking back at his past to clear it. The Knight of Cups ending unhappy family who are stuck in their emotions, or emotional cycle is now complete, but he's still frustrated by third energy and frustrated about being judged. Also the announcements and the wake-up call to action, which all are things that may have triggered him in the past for sure. And the Hierophant reversed, defenseless to the energies and attacks, and the Queen of Cups reversed and the Knight of Swords reversed. They could be one person too. The Queen of Cups reversed can be the Knight of Swords reversed, or it could be two separate energies. The Divine Masculine worried if he offers love to the Queen of Cups reversed that she'll take his head off or try to manipulate him. Taurus and Sagittarius could be energies of the masculine here, as the Knight of Swords reversed and the Knight of Cups upright at war or within the King of Swords reversed, or one child is on your side and another is not, or the Queen of Cups reversed and the Knight of Swords reversed are without defense, right? So they have no excuse, or maybe they have no defense team, only her own negative words. So there's moderation here with the Hierophant reversed, the Taurus reversed, patient with war of the King of Swords reversed, right? His war within. The Sovereign resting or connecting in 5D, and Capricorn Queen of Pentacles or King of Swords reversed is single Capricorn or horny devil who connects with the Queen of Pentacles in 5D. Or partner or child could be connected in 5D to another woman, but her religious belief identifies this as the devil, right, if it's two women. Or the Knight of Swords reversed isn't okay with mother and grown child sleeping in the same bed. So if people are having people over, I guess there's certain religions where they don't like that. And I'm seeing two women, so I don't know what the big deal is. But obviously there's a lot more people who have a problem with two men sleeping in the same bed than two women sleeping in the same bed. But there's a masculine here, or someone in the family who has an issue with a mother and daughter sleeping in the same bed if they're both grown. The Knight of Swords reversed isn't okay with the mother and grown child sleeping in the same bed. So that's not for everybody, but it's for someone out there. So that's about family sleeping over and having to make, sleeping arrangements. The Emperor is at night, strong, without affection, in prison, resisting change, challenged by the Two of Cups, injustice, right? The soulmates, the one-on-one deep connection of the twins, with third energy under control, him a towering inferno, the divine masculine in the bat cave at war with himself. The Emperor and or reason in prison, or child is a prisoner of love, right? So it's the Emperor's in prison, or a child is in prison, or the Emperor feels like a prisoner of love, at night resisting transition to the tower eruption, challenged by that Two of Cups, that strong bond. Strong tiger, tiger's eye, focus on prey, injustice in the bat cave, broken up without affection, controlling third energy to save, ground, and hold on loosely, spiritually outside the box, the patient angel at war with self, the King of Swords reversed, sleeping with two women, and the devil. All right, so now he's coming to terms with the situation. And, the war with himself is just the war with his twin, because your higher self is your twin. And now, admitting to himself that as long as I'm with my twin, who isn't going away, I'm literally with two different people if I stay in a relationship. So it's just basically admitting it to himself when they couldn't do that before, which is a huge breakthrough. So let's see if I have time. I do have a session in a little while, so I think I can do it. I'll pull some oracle cards for you guys. Anyway, I think that was a really beautiful read and message, so please let me know how you resonated with all that in the comments. Thank you all for your likes, your shares, your subscribes, and your comments. And please do subscribe and like. It does help my channel. And also with my CD out there, if you want to support me, it's $1 for a song, and you're getting something. So it's a great way to support me. And that's Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames. It's under Evelyn Stainthorpe. That's like stain, like a stain on your shirt, and Thorpe, like Jim Thorpe. And that's on iTunes, Google, Amazon, and CD Baby. And you can always drop me a note through email if you have a question about sessions and all that kind of stuff. Okay, I do healing. I do Reiki healings as well, card reads, a lot of coaching, and that kind of thing. And I have you can look on my website and below. All my information is there. twinflames3344.com and at gmail.com for my email. So let's see what comes up for the oracle cards. I'm going to do the same as yesterday. I actually want to pull a card from the Kipper deck for you guys as well. I'll do it for the Divine Masculine read here, just to summarize the read. So what is the importance of the Divine Masculine read that was just here from the Kipper deck here? Take a deep breath, you guys. For everyone watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Please summarize the read that we just did for the Divine Masculine as far as coming into union. Wow, guys, and that just popped out. There was like no question. Beautiful. I love that. All right, so there's your card from the Kipper deck. And And then we'll do like I did yesterday with my oracle cards, the Ascension deck and the Past Life deck and the Journey of Love. Where are you? We're at 3501. That's the Wounded Warrior and the Magician. I'm doing pretty good. I just ran before I did this, so I'm not as out of breath as I usually am. So I guess that's the other thing I wanted to remember. They remind me of things I forget to tell you. I wanted to tell you about the sun, because a good way of you able to tell, because I take pictures of the sun almost every day, and a good way of you being able to see when the energies are getting really strong coming in, the sun starts to pulsate. So every picture you take, every other one's going to be bigger and then smaller, bigger than smaller. So you can literally see when there's a ton of energy coming in, because the sun starts to pulsate like that. But it's not always pulsating. But I've seen it a lot, so... And you should see, because sometimes the sun has like huge colors coming out from it, and others it's very simple and white and yellow. So, you know, you might want to notice the differences in the sun. All right, so for the Ascension deck, for everyone watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned, November 26, 2019. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Clearing all negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities, and filling that empty space with beautiful divine love and diamond light, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so who wants to come forward? Maybe we can ask someone what their advice is. Okay. Oh, Spirit is so cool. All right, we got the sun. After I just talked about the sun, we have the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, right? A turn for the better, destiny, fate, and I'll read that for you in a minute. There's some other cards that are coming out. Okay. So the bottom of the deck is Kuan Yin, which is very much about inner child healing. Kuan Yin's 43 there, and you can read it if you'd like. There's two other cards that came out with the sun, pretty much, that need to come out, and then there's some more cards that came out that I need to count. So we've Mother Mary's Aquamarine Mantle, and actually Mother Mary's the perfect person to refer to or ask for her opinion today, because it's Thanksgiving, right? So we have Mother Mary's Aquamarine Mantle. You can read that. I'm going to read the sun to you, but I'm not going to read all of them. But you can read that. And she comes up with the Aquamarine Mantle, which I love, Aquamarine. And then we have Water, which is 15, which is the Devil energy, and the 50, Mother Mary's 52, which is the Queen of Swords. So we have that horny devil, the destiny of the Queen of Swords and the horny devil. That's your read right there, okay? We have the sun. Oh, look at the most important things that you need. The sun, water, Gaia. Okay, you can't, it's just crazy sometimes. It's hard for me to believe this comes up over and over, how perfectly things align, okay? So, but this is also about the sun that I just talked about, and water being so important, to drink clean water and also give love to your water, because it not only goes through you, but then goes into everything else when you pee it out. Okay, so you can read those cards for water, because that has a water, I love you, bless you, and thank you. I direct you to spread love around the planet. All right, so the sun says, and this is that 10, the sun is the navel chakra of the universe. It radiates the divine masculine principles onto us. Choosing this card suggests that the universe is calling on you to develop your qualities of decisive action, protecting the vulnerable, rational thinking, courage, and strength. Invoke the sun in order to light up your aura and fill you with renewed enthusiasm for life. This energy will enable you to help everyone feel welcome and empowered, which is an important ascension quality, and also because it's coming up for Thanksgiving. Your guidance is to fill your aura with brilliant golden light, to be true to yourself, and act decisively today. So no staying at the Y in the road. The affirmation is, I radiate golden light and take decisive action today. So being very much in the masculine energy, okay? So we have 1 and then 2, which isn't just 3, but it's the 1 and the 2, the masculine and feminine, and the 3 of Gaia. So again, it's so cool how it does that. All right, so the other cards that came out that I have to count, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the inner child came up from Kuan Yin because, like I said, the parenting came up for the masculine because he needs to parent his own inner child. And Kuan Yin will help him with that. So masculines, if you're out there and you want to call on someone, call on Kuan Yin or Mother Mary to help you with your inner child work. So the other cards that came up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 of the lovers. So we have 1, 2, and 6. And the 6 cards are the Intergalactic Council, which is number 29, being present with the gift. And then Jesus, which is 40, which is that Page of Cups, which was very important in this read today about the out of the mouths of babes and the innocence of love, making grown men cry. The Cosmic Heart, which is number 9, the universal selflessness and the collective consciousness, endings, and compassion with the Cosmic Heart. The Sphinx, which is number 20, Judgment, also came up. Lemurian Healing for 24, which also came up, the Queen of Wands, and the Omega, the end of karma, and the last letter of the alphabet. And then the Huna Prayer again came up, which came up yesterday, number 8, which is the dance within of your masculine and feminine. So perfect. All the perfect players. So Mother Mary, we're going to go to Mother Mary here. Since Jesus came up, there really weren't a lot of specific names here. You know, we have the Intergalactic Council, but that's not a specific master. The only masters that came up were Mother Mary and Jesus. So perfect. All right, so we have the 6, the 1, the 2, and the 6. That's 9, which of course is the endings, this compassion, selflessness, universal selflessness. And what else am I thinking of? All right, so now I have my past life deck. It's a Brian Weiss deck. All right, so for everyone watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? And I love the sun came up with the water also, because right, you get baptized with the water, and the sun is Mary's son. Jesus comes up in the Huna Prayer and the Lemurian Healing and the Sphinx. So we have Lemuria and Atlantis, the Cosmic Heart, and the Intergalactic Council. So it really brought everybody here into play. All right. So I'm asking Mother Mary, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn from this past life deck? And this one to come right out. All right, there's a few cards here. Okay, more. This last bunch I just have to count. So it stops. That's it. Okay. So the bottom of the deck is Spouse upright. Okay, so really beautiful. And it's very green. And this is Spouse after a disconnect between male and female. Okay. So that's the underlying energy. Then we have a lot of cards came out for me to count. But the number 1 card that came out for you guys is Health Reversed. So we need to focus on that. But alternative health, okay? To focus on alternative health care. I'm sure something else will come up with that in a minute, but I want to count these cards. There's a lot of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. To the sun. I should have known. All right, so we have 19 cards that came out to count, which is the sun. The central sun, which equates to Christ as well. And the other cards that came out with health were these 3 cards: authority figures, wisdom, and vows. So just give me a second here. So regarding health, the health card reversed, which is alternative ways of healing. So I love this wisdom card with the unicorn that's so pure. That I definitely connect with the energy from this unicorn. There may be children in court, whether it's custody hearings or a child who actually got arrested for something, but there's divine sparkles around the gavel. So whatever decision that's made is for they could either get off, or whatever decision is made is for the best and highest good of them. So not to worry. The Spirit's connecting with me very strongly right now. The girls and taking vows, and the purity. I'm getting chastity as well. And the judge putting the hammer down, you know, like the hammer of the Father. I'm getting the unicorn's horn is going into the gavel. It's like, it's literally drilling into the wood. This is metal drilling into the wood of the gavel. It's like, get it through your thick skull, but in a very loving way, right? It's like tough love to make sure they learn their lesson. So if they don't get off, it's because the punishment won't be bad, but if they have to go, you know, stay in jail overnight or something like that, it'll be worth it because they won't, you know, they'll think very differently about their life from here on. But it's also about custody hearings. And the purity. I'm getting that the judge in this hearing is a very wise person, to trust them. Some of the children, especially girls, are coming up here, may have trouble, you know, with vows or promises they made to one parent or another, and the need to break them, or wanting to break them, but the parent not letting them because they promised them something, right? When the parents shouldn't be putting the kids in between them. It's always about just loving your children no matter what, and not speaking about the other parent when they're at the other parent's house. But I'm getting too, don't get hung up on the purity of things. For fathers, like, don't be so harsh about your children, like the thing with the mother and daughter sleeping in a bed together. Like, you know, cuddling with my daughter are some of the most beautiful, loving moments of my life. Like, how anyone could want to prevent someone from cuddling with their child makes me very upset. I mean, I understand there are issues with, you know, certain relationships, but, you know, a child isn't going to lovingly run into the arms of an abuser. That's not usually the way it works. So don't be so starch in referencing the way you grew up, the way your mother told you things should be. Use your own intuition. You don't need to go, even with the judge, you know, you don't have to go just because they're wise and they said what they said. You know, you still need to listen to your own intuition. But the message here is this is a wise judge. And the decision is for the best of all those concerned. It's like, I'm just getting that, like, it's very good to have such strong integrity. But it's like, it's saying don't be made of steel either, right? Because then you're missing the love. You know, if you're so much in your integrity and so much about being right and being pure, right? Then you're not allowing yourself to live as a human being, to really experience the journey that you're meant to experience here. It's not about that. It's not about making mistakes and errors. We're supposed to make mistakes. And don't put so much pressure on yourself to be pure. And I get that. I'm a Virgo. I spent my whole childhood trying to be perfect and not make any mistakes, right? Until you realize you make mistakes, then you just got to let go of that. And it's okay. Actually, it's good to make mistakes because that's where some of the best inventions come from. Is there anything else? Mother Mary. Kuan Yin, Mother Mary. Anything else that I missed that you want me to say? I'm getting there's a lot of young girls out there who are eager to see the twins say their vows. So they can believe in, it's making me want to cry, so they can believe in love again. Because a lot of them are from broken families where their parents fight all the time, and that's not love, right? They're like so eager to know what it is to really love. To know a man that is so true and sure of himself. Right? Kind and loving with such high integrity. But there's also the health card. The alternative health is coming up around this. Fidelity. Autism is coming up as well. Wi-Fi is coming up. Autism and the autumn as well, and Wi-Fi. And vows. You know, Wi-Fi kind of parallels to telepathy and the connection between the two of you. Silent vows between you. The innocence and the purity of children out of the mouths of babes. And it's saying, and Spirit's connecting with me as I focus on the health card, you know, about the Kundalini rising and using the third energy to help people find alternative ways of healing instead of doing things that hurt them, you know, like taking poisons and medications they don't really need. Because a lot of doctors, it's not their fault that they don't know alternative health care. They're not taught that in medical school, and they're so busy they don't have time to learn other things. And they're not insured for it at their work, so their hospitals, you know, they'll get in trouble if they give advice that's not, it's not standard according to, you know, healthcare practices. So you have to advocate for yourself. You have to do the research online. All right, there's so much information out there that not all the doctors are aware of, and they're not going to tell you because they're, you know, they're not insured to do so. So just because your doctor doesn't tell you something doesn't mean it's not something that will work for you. You know, you have to use your own intuition. The bottom of the 19 cards is wars and battles. So it's very much, you know, American here with the wars and battles and the, you know, between not only the Union and the Confederates, but also England and the States. But this still always reminds me of the joke of, you know, how many soldiers does it take to set up a tripod? I don't know why that's what comes, Thoth brought that up to me initially. All right, but that's the sun. Vows. Let's see what else comes up. So now we have the journey of love. Let's see what comes up for you guys here. For everyone watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned. Marion Kuan Yin wanted to just say happy Thanksgiving to all you mothers out there. And at this time, you guys too, anyone, just Mother Mary and Kuan Yin want you to reach out to them, you know, if you need help. I'm getting a very strong connection on that. All right, so for Journey of Love, for everyone watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Mother Mary and Kuan Yin, please. For this November 26, 2019, today is the new moon, and coming up on Thanksgiving on Thursday. Mother Mary and Kuan Yin, what is it that you want us to know? Whoa, the whole deck flew. I got one card though. Wow, that really flew out. Anything else that wants to come up? All right, and just a few to count. So the bottom of the deck is Heaven, how beautiful and perfect, which is number 70, which is the Two of Pentacles. The card that flew out for you guys is Fire and Ice, perfect. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again, the Lovers. Fire and Ice is the one of the Magician, and that energy of the Sun as well, the masculine energy, and the 6 of the Lovers. So we have 7 cards altogether. The bottom of the bunch here is the Cosmic Butterfly. Look how the heart, look at that, literally looks like the sun lately. You know how it's so clear, the yellow around the white in the sun? The central sun, or your heart. And you see the butterfly in this as well. So beautiful. The cosmic butterfly number 36 is the 10 of Wands. It's just dropping your burdens. You know, not allowing the weight of the world on your shoulders to become a burden. Doesn't mean you don't have to carry any weight, but it becomes lighter as you raise your energy because you don't stress yourself out. And you don't need to carry any burdens. It's just you to be. So I'm going to read you Fire and Ice. We have Heaven, the cosmic butterfly, and Fire and Ice. 36, 37, which I wrote down 36 to 37 in the beginning of the read. And then it went 37 to 38 for the masculine read today. Oh, because when I said what's closed? Chapters closed? Is that what I said? I don't think so. Yeah. Chapters closed at 36 to 37, literally, was the time. And then the masculine read was 37 to 38, which is the 10 of Wands going into the King of Cups, and then the King of Cups and Queen of Cups together. And 70. And it's interesting because if you go back one to 35, two 35s are 70, which are the wounded warriors. The two wounded warriors becomes the 70 or Heaven. All right, 70. And I have to get going after this. See if I have time to take a shower after my run. All right. I'm not going to 70. I'm going to 37. I'm going the wrong way. I was looking at Heaven. All right, so Fire and Ice says, you're learning to hold the tension of opposites, of those things that don't immediately seem to go together within your being, without collapsing into confusion, judgment, or denial. There's passion and serenity, creation and destruction, new life and death emerging within you, within your relationships. Sometimes this is hard to handle. We want to make things simpler, to just let go of the conflict and complexity and choose one or the other. You're grand enough soul to be able to withstand the rigors of depth. To go deep, to live fully, to let the divine have its way through you, requires a willingness to stand at the center of the pairs of opposites, all right, which is 0 point, but it's also, like I said earlier, the things that you're moderate at, you're going to fuse together in. The things that you're really good or really bad at, that's the polarization of the two of you, the opposite ends of the coin. So this requires a willingness to stand at the center of the pairs of opposites, the 0 point, the moderation, and eventually know that they are connected to each other, that they exist only in relationship to each other, to breathe and simply be. If you're consciously feeling the conflict in your life, internally or externally, then you're being initiated through Fire and Ice. Stay present, be patient, and wait. There is nothing to fix here, just awareness to step into as the divine creation continues to unfold through you. As you master this initiation, you will find a sweet nectar of bliss dripping within. This oracle brings you guidance that the conflict you feel within or externally is a sign of your spiritual growth. Soon you will grow larger than the conflict, but for now, you do not need to engage in it, simply to be present to it and allow it to work its way through you until you're strong enough to have outgrown the conflict, giving rise to a clear direction. It may seem impossible, beloved, but it is not. You are a vast being. Give yourself a chance to realize this and have patience. All is becoming, including you, according to the perfection of divine design. This oracle brings specific guidance on any relationship matter requiring a decision. Until you have simple clarity in your heart, beyond the pushing away and pulling closer, then it is time to wait, for there's more yet to be revealed. Only when your heart speaks clearly, then you will do well to act as feels truthful for you. And the poem reads, there's a beautiful silence now. The vow of silence, the connection of the telepathy between you. There's a beautiful silence now as I hold your hands and listen to your eyes. Across the span of moments called time, there are no words that say as much, nor walls that could confine the wings of our feelings or the rhythm of our eyes. Okay, you guys, I hope you like that one. As we're in the 59th minute of the hour, make sure you drink your water and get your rest, get your joy, get your nature. I want you guys to have an amazing Thanksgiving. I should be posting again before Thanksgiving, but just in case I don't, I just want to make sure you guys all have a really nice holiday. Don't think about anything but what's in your present situation. and having a great time, okay? And that's an order. Rise and be loved, guys. Bye.